Greetings, Hive. Hope you all are doing well today. It is day 60 of my 90-day challenge. Can you believe we got up to 60? So, this is kind of the point where I quit. last time I did this, but well, definitely tomorrow will be a new day, a new milestone. As yeah, I am for sure not quitting anytime soon. So, and it's at the same time, it's all thanks to all of you. Thank you so much for encouraging me. Thank you so much for supporting. It means definitely means a lot to me. And yeah, I for sure. It's yeah, you just keep going, right? And not everything's gonna be um perfect, right? I'm not, I'm human, so it I make mistakes, and some days I fall off the wagon as well, like everyone else, right? Everyone else, um we strive to be our best every time, right? We head out the door, but sometimes, once again, we're all unique. We have all our thought process, and it will conflict with others, and you just try your very best to navigate through that. So it's very important for me to just continue to put my best foot forward, and continue to grow and learn, and at best try to reflect over react, right? Very important. So yeah, so this is day 60, and this is kind of where I left off last time I did this in last year, last summer. So August was the last the end of August was my last day, and then it's kind of going back to school. So going back to school, and then a lot of many hectic things that came up last year that I fell off the wagon, right? So last year, let's do the math here. So last year, in July and August, I started at 224, and then got down to, let's see, get down to 206. So that was about 18 pounds loss last year. So I did put back on the weight, right? So from let's see. So I started off this year at 213.6, and last year we were at 206. So I put down a total of 7.6 pounds, right? So it was like, it was what do you call it, 18 pounds, 7.6. So yeah, I put back on 10 pounds, right? So I think that's right. uh but yeah, as of now, I hit a new weight goal. Um so we started this year off at I started off this year, January 5th, at 213.6, and as of today, or as of this morning, obviously we have to eat, right? So as of this morning, stepping on the scale, I am now at 194.8. So I've lost about 18.8 pounds as of today, and once again, we are 2/3 the way through. So day 60 of 90 days. So very excited to, you know, chip away at this until the end of this month. So we are starting a new challenge on April 6th, on the next 90-day challenge, and it is, everyone is welcome. I am gonna do a 3-day workshop on March 23rd, so just over 2 weeks from now. So feel free to join me to uh, learn more about the 90-day challenge, and then a couple um, other things that's going to help enhance that experience, and obviously, stay on the challenge. Most important to be able to stay on the challenge even more, knowing that what are at stakes when it comes to the more broad vision of your health goals, right? And then overall, many other goals that will be related to that. So definitely important that feel free to join me on the 23rd on that. But yeah, I'm very happy. If we actually, let's do more one math. So if we include last year's at 224 to this year, oops. So obviously we lost a total of almost 30 pounds, so 29.2 pounds. So yeah, it's been quite a journey, I must say. But once again, you just it helps a lot, when you break down the year into smaller segments. As of now, like just instead of having one whole year of 12 months, imagine having 4 years in one year with 3-month segments, right? So long enough to see significant results and not like overwhelm or underwhelming yourself with, okay, I have 12 months to complete this. I'm not even getting started, or getting started too late, right? So and then short enough that it's you get started early, and you're you're a little bit more focused when the deadline's a lot shorter, right? So you're going to be more engaged with a 3-month calendar. And once again, even when you complete 90 days, that that's not the end, right? It's just it is a checkpoint, right? And then it's really up to you. Once again, your goals on day 1 are based on your current self, right, at that time. Now once you just put pedal to metal and just focus one day at a time, and just go through the program week by week, right, day by day. And once again, every Friday, you're gonna learn about the enhancement that will be started on the following Monday, right? So that you have the weekend, the buffer zone. You have Saturday, Sunday to plan ahead, right? So it's a pretty cool concept. And once again, we're mixing in a lot of things here to better support you overall. And once again, it's a holistic approach to our overall health, right? So once again, it was a lot harder the first time, because once again, it was the first time doing it. At the second time, it was first time, once again, it was a lot harder because I was alone doing it. excluding my wife and kids, right? um yeah, it was, I didn't have to check in to anyone, right? So you know I gave in, and I was persuasive in convincing my wife, let's treat ourselves, let's treat ourselves, right? So yeah, it was, once again, once August ended, then school started again for my youngest son. It was, you know especially it was a lot easier because I the routine was a lot easier, that I don't have to go pick up my kid from school, right? So it was just, work, straight home, eat, sleep, repeat, re- right? So it was a lot, once again, it was harder that to stay accountable for myself, right? So this time around, sharing this with all of you. Once again, I took a long time last year not streaming, right? So especially those 2 months that I did the program, I did not stream at all. I just dropped in casually on my favorite streamers, right? So that's all that I did last year. So now committing to streaming, committing to building my community once again. It's very important that, in order for you to succeed, in order for me to succeed, it's building that community, building that culture, right? Prioritizing your culture for growth. So sharing this with all of you, so you guys can see um, uh, the program in, let's say, its raw form, right? As I'm going through the program for the second time, right? um, Culture is important in order for you to succeed. You can go as long as you can, strengthening your mindset, but at the same time, without having, someone to keep you accountable, your old habits will, manifest here and there, especially when it gets challenging, and you only have that familiarity of, your old ways, to just, find that comfort, find that, support for yourself, to keep you grounded. So sometimes it might not serve you in the way of reaching your healthy, holistic goals, right? So very important that, me creating this is, once again, prioritizing the culture that, will best support that. So setting up, setting myself as the example, and what I would love to see, on the stream, and building the community. It's going to help a lot. And once again, everyone's, different, unique, but setting that culture at the very start uh, will help, once again, bring those people who are, you know on the same mission, or looking for like-minded people who are, share the same ideals or the direction, right? So definitely it will, we're not we do want to have incorporate various cultural beliefs and practices when it comes to, health and holistic health, right? This definitely will foster inclusive environment for everyone that will be, that will be joining the community, and that, everyone feels respected, and, their ideals, their thoughts valued, right? So definitely important to set up, that culture at the start, of putting something together and keeping each other accountable, right? It definitely helps, create, once again, I love calling this the hive, right? Because it's about having that hive mindset, like we're all working together in reaching a healthy goal, right? And for this, once again, I would love to focus on holistic health, right? So just realizing this is a whole body, whole person approach, right? And it's not only just working on your physical self, and once again, yesterday's talk of body talk, right? Definitely helps reframe on approaching how your body is as a vessel to your soul, your spirit, your consciousness, right? So treating that as a separate entity, uh, and trying to give it what it needs for it to be healthy as it can be for yourself to be able to achieve as much. So once again, you're you're the driver in your hopefully sports car or luxury car. You don't want to be driving. I don't think you guys want to be driving a beat up car, right? Because you're just one repair away from just not being roadworthy, right? And definitely don't want to head that direction where you're going to be bedridden or unable to your normality has changed, right? So definitely very important that having that culture, especially um, here having that whole person approach where we focus more than just physicality, we focus more than mental, but also adding emotional and spiritual well-being in that, like focusing on our soul and but yeah, I mean, like I said, uh, it's so easy to just focus on the two things, but we have we're human beings, we have feelings, we're built of energy, that it's very important that we you know be open to trying new things, meditation, breathing work, energy manipulations, right? Hypnosis, or many things to just uh, quantum leaping, right? So a lot of things that may will help break through what we conceive as our norm, and something as at the same time how we were brought up, right? So having that ability to look through different lenses will help us find many opportunities, many solutions that we haven't really considered, right? It may open a lot of things that, oh my goodness, this has been around, and I've never been given the chance, or never thought about this, that this may help me find that peace, find that balance, find those solutions, right? So very important as well, not only just having a hive mentality when it comes to holistic health, very important as well, getting your community to participate, building that culture for them to share their feedbacks, right? Just encouraging community members to participation in the decision makings, especially, once again, you don't need to come up with all the ideals, right? We tend to like to have control, right? But at the same time, uh, we may create many things that we think that might be helpful and beneficial, right? But at the same time, may also cause creating multiple detours, right? Um, as the Marvel movie Deadpool versus Wolverine, or even the other one, Loki, might create many more paths out of the main, the main timeline, right? Or the main, um, priority for the culture of the community. So definitely important that um, having members participate in the decision making, and at the same time recommending feedbacks on what would be would awesome to be seen, uh, to be implemented in the culture in the community, will help have them feel ownership as well in part of building that culture, building that community, right? So definitely engaging, helps engage individuals in belonging in that community that you may have started, but at the same time, you may have started, but at the same time, it will become you know a community of its own, right? So um, all you can do is ride the wave and just facilitate that you know active participation, and helping facilitate implementation of whatever the hive or the community as a whole would want to implement, right? So very important that culture is is huge. We can create many systems of things, whichever, whether it's work related, health related. It's related to different industry, different departments. It definitely helps that that creating that culture at the start will definitely create an easier time of brainstorming under that one direction for the community. So um so definitely, once again, it's great to see things in through your lens and your upbringing, but once again, everyone brings something different to the table. So integrating and collecting different types of healing practice. And for myself, I've made through many different healing practices, right? Meditation for healing. Meditation can be more than just one thing, right? It can just once again be one for just calming the mind. It can be used for being a proactive approach of discovering you know opportunities, building that intuition, building that gut feeling. Usually the first thought is you know your body, your mind telling you that this may be the best direction to um, mm, to approach, right? And once again, uh, definitely important to have that different mind shift, because the longer you go about thinking through this, you end up talking yourself out of that first thing that comes to mind, right? Right. Well, the grandmaster in chess, Magnus. Once again, usually, once again, you do your reps, and as much as you see algorithms and whatnot, but usually your first intuition, your first thing that comes to mind usually is the correct one, right? What he does for his thought process is instead of us, finding ways soon to talk our way out of taking that first hunch, right? He basically takes that time to definitely take that first time to definitely reinforce that first thing that comes to his mind, right? That move that he needs to make, right? So definitely, once again, your intuition is usually right, and say it's right 8 out of 10 times. You definitely will take that, and then those 2 times are great learning experience to enhance that feeling. So definitely, once again, uh, having that the ability to spread out uh, while maintaining. Everyone has 24 hours. There's just so much that you can do, but having everyone understanding the culture, understanding what the entirety of the community is aiming towards, you will be able to open many opportunities, many things that will, once again, we're picking out the best things that the community have tried, and putting together to make something unique for the community, right? So once again, we're all taking, nothing's really unique. We're all taking the pros as much as possible, and removing the cons through from so many different systems out there. But once again, having that culture and that that one focus, right? Especially here for holistic health, that you're creating something new for your community that helps not only yourself but the community as a whole. And once again, this definitely fosters others to see, okay, well, there's something here. And that's why I always say, raise your environment, because at first, raise your environment, because surrounding yourself with with people that understands what you're trying to achieve, or have surrounding yourself with others that have achieved as well. All you can do is just ride that wave, participate in that, surf that wave, right? And once again, your actions, you start becoming, right? Becoming that you seek, right? Instead of just doing things, and what that may end up taking to many directions if you don't have that ability to find that avatar of yourself, right? So that's why it's very important to raise your environment, and then so that you can raise yourself in towards that individual, because you'll have all these things that will these tools, these resources, this network that will help definitely uh, mold you in the right direction, right? So definitely become before you do things, right? So um education and awareness, and once again, cultural competency training, um definitely providing, once again, everyone will have their own way of doing things, right? And once again, it helps to, we're facilitating this 90-day challenge as a, once again, a template. And uh, it will evolve over time as we learn new things. Everyone's learning new things, and everyone will be part of that decision making, have ownership in how this 90-day challenge will form and grow over time, right? And once again, there's just so much that I can look into and focus on, right? But it definitely helps us, everyone mastering their fields, and we're taking as much pros and removing as much cons as possible. right? So this definitely enhances the effectiveness of um, creating a healthy holistic um, system here. And once again, we're all we're having that ownership in this together, that we create that trust to one another, and that trust to that uh, our 90-day challenge, or this healthy lifestyle that we're creating is is built by many people, the members of the community, right? So once again, as always, the having that culture from the start definitely creates and facilitates that support. Like we're on the same mission here. We're all working towards as this here for this community, you know health, right? A holistic health, right? It's we're once again we're respecting our each other's traditions, and at the same time providing resources to help us navigate through our emotional and mental health when it comes to just chipping away at our old selves, and wanting to be healthy, right? This will once again, you're not alone in doing this, and with having people around you with the same mindset, or say high mentality, just definitely will it will enhance your resilience in and just definitely keeping going, right? And once again, that community cohesion, as you guys as together we all navigate towards being healthy, like every day, and every 90 days, we just continue to build upon the next foundation from the last 90 days. So definitely very important to have you know have that uh, emphasize the priority of having that culture set, whether it's once again in your own community or even in the workplace, right? Because you at the same time you let something go, like someone being late, then it people other people will see that, okay, well, this is really not important as it is, right? So it's definitely very important that having that building a culture in place where we're able to police each other, and keep each other accountable to keep the environment, keep the cohesion, and once again uplift everyone towards the standards that everyone has put together, which is very 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 important, right? So once again, as always, um, creating a holistic framework is very important within our community here, right? So, but yeah, once again, this looking forward to once again chipping away at this. So I'm very happy to be once again hitting a new health goal today, right? And 190. I just never thought I will be breaking 200, and now here we are at just under 195, right? So still a long way to go. Once again, my health goal is hitting 150 pounds. Definitely, I was there at 152 back in 2020 of August. It's funny that August seems to be. And then I got injured. My calf. I tore something in my calf. Not severe, but just definitely enough to sideline me. And then once again, um, we were all physically distanced, so didn't have that community support, that community togetherness. And once again, it happened. We want to keep each other safe from spreading of this COVID, right? So definitely understand, but then realizing that um I wasn't mentally strong, right? And doing 4 marathons before COVID, realizing, okay, well, I gone through 4 marathon. This is not so hard, and just realizing that once again, social connections is just as important as being healthy, both physically and both mentally. Having that social connection is spiritual, is energy. Having that energy togetherness, right? So definitely will uplift the crowd, raise everyone's energy, or at the same time, uh, um, being apart will definitely lower that energy, right? So um, uh, it's just once again, it's taking doing it in short segments. 90 days is once again not overwhelming, but at the same time you know um, breaking that goal into smaller segments seems more achievable. So looking at a 40-pound or just under 50 pounds to go, right? Or let's just say 45 pounds here, right? It's it seems a lot, right? But at the same time, okay, well, okay, this I just, if we're going by 10 pounds a month, so just shy this February at hitting 10 pounds. So once again, March is here now. So in order for me to hit 30 pounds, 10 pounds a month, then obviously I know what I need to do these next 3 weeks, right? So yeah, once again, it's if you're looking through that and say, okay, well, I have 10 months to go to reach that goal, then obviously you don't need to get started right away, right? And we until the point time runs out and you just realize, oh my gosh, where did we're here already in fall, right? And we're either about to hit the the winter season. It's like, oh my goodness, it's almost New Year's again. And this is how that's why 70 to 80% of people who make New Year's resolution end up failing, because they're bringing the old habits from last year into the new year, instead of building segments by segments, foundation by foundation. Once again, each 90-day challenge, once again, I'm doing this for the second time. This is I'm taking the foundation from the first time I did this last summer. And once again, I didn't go back to 224 pounds when I started my first challenge. I'm starting at 213.6. So I'm starting from there, plus other habits that I've removed from the first challenge has now I have no longer need to focus on those ones anymore. I can focus on other things that I still need to chip away at, right? So each time it's going to be a foundation. Even if I say, like, okay, I only have made 6 to 10% progress last challenge, well, that's 6 to 10 to 10% progress is now where I'm starting this challenge at 11 or 7 7 11. Okay. I'm starting from there, and now I'm at, if I do finish this challenge, well, when I finish this challenge, I'm at 20, we'll just say 20%, and then next challenge 30%, right? So once again, it scales up, right? And it compounds, right? And once you're once again, it was harder the first time. This time is a lot easier than the first time. And once again, we're at where we were, 18 pounds, and then some, and then here we go. We're starting this. We're completing the whole 90 days, right? So we'll see how much I'm able to lose for March. And once again, what's different about this? We're not we're trying to make it as simple as it's hard, it's challenging, but at the same time it's simple and it's easy at the same time. But I mean, once again, we're taking the Kaizen approach. And once again, it's 13 months, but it's not 13 grueling months, right? It's once again having that body talk to, have that conversation with ourselves, have conversations with our food angel and our food devil, to just come to the table and realize that, what, we're sharing this one body that is our vessel. So like we need to, in order for us to survive and thrive, then very important that we're having this culture, and we need to establish this culture within this vessel that we want. Our goals need to align, right? So there's something we all need, we need to compromise and work towards for the longevity of us to succeed and survive and thrive, right? So just I'm excited, and sharing this helps, definitely helps me keep going, right? I'm not alone. I have my community, I have my Hive members, um, supporting me, and at the same time I'm supporting them on their journey. And we're providing that constant feedback, and hopefully once again, for myself doing this, right, I may be the motivation for others who has not gotten started yet, right? As once again, I'm just sharing my systems of operation, and so there, what, okay, they might see that, okay, well, Coach Rai has been able to achieve this in the first 2 months, or let's see, any of these things that I picked up on the channels. Let's see if we can implement that slowly. And once again, we're definitely not giving you 100 things to start on day one. We're doing like one to between 1 to 5 different changes each week, right? Definitely not overwhelming. It's once again easy and challenging at the same time, right? So definitely not making it challenging and hard all at once on day one, right? So subtle changes each week after week, and then once we build that foundation, then we can build the walls, and then once we hit our goals, then we can start building the roof and be able to maintain towards progression, not digression, right? So Once again, thank you guys for joining me. If this has been helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up or like this video. This is being streamed on 3 different platforms on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Right, so feel free to subscribe and follow. Once again, you can also scan that QR code up here on the top corner here, and that will lead you to my link tree style website so that you can stay updated and find out what's going on in my world. Or at the same time, you can head over to coachryanj.com if you don't have a QR scanner. But yeah, feel free to hit those notification buttons to get updates when I go live. So once again, thank you guys for a lot of things. Right, it was a very lonely journey last year, and once again, that's me not going live, not going online. So how can we connect if I'm not showing up, right? So definitely, this time around, and once again, tomorrow is a new milestone. As I only did 60 days last for my first time doing this, right? So now today is day 60, and we lost almost 30 pounds at this point if we include last year, right? So very happy, very excited. And once again, this is what we are able to achieve in the first 2 months of this year. Just imagine for myself, doing this again, right? So, and once again, if you guys hear that, it might sound like, oh my goodness, gotta go through this again. But actually, each time you're doing it, it's different, right? It's you don't need to start from ground zero, right? Especially for the first 5 months, it's foundation. You already have the foundation. Now you just have to, build up the walls, right? Whether it's one wall at a time, or building up the next floor, right? To this, this building, this vessel that you call, your body, that holds, your consciousness, your spirit, your energy, right? So until we hit, hit that goal, then we can finally seal it up and build the roof, and maintain our gains here, and towards progression, right? So thank you guys once again. As always, I appreciate all of you, and as always, continue to raise your environment, raising your environment, surrounding yourself with all the tools, the resource, that network to help you achieve, so that you can raise yourself and finally become that person that you envision, and now finally take the directions and hold on to your results, which is important. You don't want to treat yourself as just winning the lottery and then just spending right, and not knowing how to win that lottery and grow it even more, right? So this is definitely where you're able to focus on surrounding yourself in your environment, so that you can raise yourself, and then finally, once you're able to raise yourself, you're now finally be able to help others, so you can be the impact in your own environment, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your own community, your own hive, and developing the culture from the start, to be able to once again compound and grow, not by yourself, but as a community, as a hive. All right, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will catch each other on the next stream. Take good care.